Welcome back to the final video in this series, where we'll take care of the finishing touches by weaving in the ends and blocking the sweater. Any loose ends you see, you'll want to weave in using a tapestry needle. I like to start at the hem. Here, I'm weaving the very first bind-off stitch together with the last bind-off stitch to close that edge neatly. I bring the tapestry needle from front to back through the first bind-off stitch, then run it along the underside of the fabric through a few stitches. Once it feels secure, I tie a small knot on the wrong side and trim the excess. From there, I weave in the remaining ends, like this one at the double knit neck. By following the path of the stitches on the wrong side, changing direction once or twice so everything stays secure and invisible from the right side. Once again, I'm tying a small knot underneath to make it extra secure. The underarms are often a spot where small gaps can appear. This usually happens because stitches were picked up there, so the fabric doesn't always sit perfectly at that join. Here I'm showing how to close any gaps that remain. I thread about 8 inches of yarn onto a tapestry needle. Start on the underside of the fabric, bring the yarn up and over the gap, then back underneath, gently pulling it closed. I may even weave a little more, going into another stitch next to another gap. This is very much intuitive, hand sewing as you go, following what looks and feels right, and it will be a little different for every sweater. Here's a couple tips to help minimize gaps at the underarms when knitting a raglan sweater. When picking up underarm stitches, it helps to pick up the ladder between stitches rather than going directly into the hole. This gives the stitch more structure and helps reduce gaps. I also like to knit the first round of underarm stitches through the back loop to tighten everything up. For the sleeves, I weave in the ends the same way as the hem. I bring the tapestry needle through the first bind-off stitch, then through the loop from the very last stitch that was on the needle. I didn't pull that stitch tight, so threading through that loop lets me gently pull the bind-off edges together for a clean finish. From there, I run the yarn along the underside of the fabric for a few stitches, then secure it on the wrong side with a small knot. Now it's time to wet block. This is one of the most satisfying final steps. First, fill a basin with warm water and a touch of soap. A gentle wool wash works great, and if you prefer, a small amount of fabric softener. Submerge the sweater fully, gently pressing it down so the fibers can soak up the water. Don't agitate or wring, just let the fabric relax. Let it sit for about 20 minutes. This gives the stitches time to bloom, even out, and settle into their natural shape. When it's ready, lift the sweater out carefully, supporting its weight, and gently squeeze out the excess water. Avoid twisting. Lay it flat on a towel, roll it up, and press to remove more moisture. Then transfer the sweater to a blocking mat, gently shaping it to its final measurements. Smooth the edges, straighten the sleeves, and let the fabric rest. If needed, add a few pins to gently refine the shape. Leave it to dry completely, and watch how the stitches relax, soften, and come to life. Thank you for watching the sweater series and knitting along with me. I hope each step felt approachable and that you picked up something useful along the way. Wishing you many cozy, satisfying knits ahead.